Now by number 11, Gleason Williams.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Hayes High School, home of the 33rd Annual Western Plains Diamond Classic. Due to technical difficulties, we're going to start this game with 2 outs in the top of the first inning. The first 2 players for Salina Central hit the ball into the infield and were thrown out at first base. Marcus Altman just walked the 3rd batter in the Mustangs lineup, and he threw a wild pitch there, which let Stratman of Central advance to second base. We are sorry about the technical difficulties that did not allow us to catch the beginning of this ball game.
Batting for the Mustangs will be number 11, Gleason Williams, as he lines one right behind the pitcher. It's got by Cole Shoemaker, and he beats it out at first base. Good play by Cole, but just not in time.
That will advance the Mustang player from second base to third base. So now with 2 outs in the top of the first inning, the Mustangs have a player in scoring position.
It's going to bring up number 14, Grant England, for the Mustangs.
This is Altman's first appearance pitching in the Classic.
Marcus is 0-3 on the year, but he's had a couple rough starts, but he's been able to pick it up recently.
So far in this inning, since he missed the first 2 batters, it appears as though he's having a little trouble finding the zone. That one's going to miss low and outside to take the count to 1-1. On the first 2 batters of the game, he actually had 3 balls on both of those batters.
Yeah, he's not doing a very good job of attacking the zone.
Checks the runner at first. He will stay at first base.
England for the Mustangs batting .333 on the season as Marcus comes set and delivers.
That one's going to miss low and outside for Altman, bring the count to 2-1. The game that you are currently watching was supposed to be tonight at 7:30, but due to weather, there is a game right now and at Larks Park. And there will be another game here at Hayes High at 3 o'clock and another game at Larks Park at 3 o'clock. The schedule for tomorrow has also changed. Hayes High will be playing at 11:30. And Altman will get this swinging strike out there to end the top of the first inning. You are watching Hayes High Indians Baseball, presented to you by USD 489 Media.
Thousand teens ages 16 to 20 die due to fatal injuries caused in car accidents. About 400,000 drivers ages 16 to 20 will be seriously injured. The risk of being involved in a car accident is the highest for drivers aged 16 to 19 than it is for any other age group. For each mile driven, teen drivers are about 4 times more likely than other drivers to crash. Kansas teens have one of the lowest rates of seatbelt usages in the nation. Seatbelts save lives because seatbelts are
Stop. Whether it's on the way to school, at school, or online, bullying has become a non-stop threat to our youth today. Is your child being bullied? The National Runaway Switchboard can help. If you're having a hard time, get online or call to chat now.
Hello and welcome back to Hayes High Indian Baseball, presented by 489 Media. As we said in the bottom of the first inning, there are some schedule changes for the tournament due to weather. Today, you're watching Salina Central and Hayes right now at Larks Park. There's currently Goddard and Great Bend playing. At 3 o'clock, Great Bend and Life Prep Academy will be playing at Larks Park. And then here at Hayes High at 3 will be Goddard versus Salina Central. And then we have some schedule changes for tomorrow also. At 9 o'clock at Hayes High School, it will be Life Prep Academy versus Goddard. At 9 o'clock at Larks Park, it'll be Salina Central and Great Bend. And then here at Hayes High at 11:30 will be Hayes and Goddard. We will broadcast that 9 o'clock game and the 11:30 game for you tomorrow.
And all games here at Hayes High School will be streamed online at our website, 489news.com, and click the banner that says Western Plains Diamond Classic.
Now batting for the Indians will be Cole Shoemaker. Cole went over 2 yesterday, but he did draw 2 walks and score 2 runs.
Cole was seeing the ball very well yesterday. He was a big part for the team as he also pitched for the Indians and picked up the win in that game.
Yeah, as you said, he was seeing the ball very well. He worked full counts in every one of his at-bats. These swings and misses there. It's going to bring the count to 1-2.
That pitch is going to miss outside, bring the count to 2-2. Once again, Shoemaker working the count.
Swing and a miss for Cole for the strikeout.
Now batting number 2, Adam Klaus.
That brings up number 2, Adam Klaus. Adam in that game versus Life Prep Academy yesterday. He went 2 for 2 with 2 walks and also scored a run in that game.
The starting pitcher for the Salina Central Mustangs is Andrew Stratman. Stratman with the pitch. It's going to be swung on by Klaus. It'll bring the count to 0-2. So here early on in the at-bat, Klaus finds himself in a hole.
We see the Indians being aggressive here, swinging the bat, trying to swing at balls in the zone.
That one's going to miss high to bring the count to 1-2. Klaus also had a very good game yesterday. He also saw the ball very well. And they're going to say he went to bring the second out in the bottom of the first inning.
Very good job by the pitcher, striking out the first 2 batters.
The Indians' top of the lineup was where the majority of their strength came from yesterday. Now we have Connor Rule up to bat.
Before yesterday, Connor had a .512 average for the Indians, leading the team.
It's going to be a watched strike there for Rule. It's going to miss low to bring the count to 1-1. Yesterday, Rule had a nice double that made it to the warning track. He has home run power. He has 1 on the season, tied for the team high. As he gets a hold of that one, sends it to right field. Right fielder is going to try and make a play. He's not going to get to it. That's going to be a foul ball.
Connor does have a lot of power for the Indians. He hits the ball very well. He only has 1 home run, but he does hit a lot of balls into the outfield.
Rule is actually committed to Kansas State University to play catcher.
Yeah, very impressive player.
He will be catching in this game. Yesterday, Braden Delzite was doing the catching duties. Today, Rule will take over for him. As he gets a hold of that one, hits it into left center field. And he's going to round first and stay there. That will be the first hit of the Indians' day. And that will bring up number 12, Dalton Stout. Stout also a power hitter for this Hayes High Indians team. He also has 1 home run on the season.
Stout yesterday had 2 singles and 2 RBIs in that game. Big role player for the Indians.
Speaking to Stout earlier today, he said he was very confident about this game. Said they thought they had a good game plan. So he fouls that one off, bringing the count to 0-1. A reminder, the Indians have 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. See if they can get a 2-out rally going. Rule thought about going. Stout's going to hit it to the second baseman. He will not get a hold of it. Rule's going to round second and head to third. Stout thought about going to second. Rule will slide in safely to third base. Stout had a dive back to first base, but he's going to be safe. Now here with 2 outs, Hayes High has a runner on first and third and a possibility to score as number 27, Marcus Altman's going to be up to bat.
It's a very good job by Dalton there, just putting the ball in play, seeing what happened, not trying to hit the ball too hard.
Now with 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning, Andrew Stratman's going to have to get himself out of a bit of a pinch. Checks first.
Coming into the games yesterday, Marcus was batting .435 for the second best average on the team.
Marcus fouled that one back behind the backstop.
It's a beautiful day here at Hayes High School, about 75 degrees, no wind. Perfect day for some baseball.
Altman swings on that one and also fouls it up over behind the backstop. That brings the count to 0-2. The Indians won their first game of the Classic yesterday against Life Prep Academy. The score to that game was 6-4. Altman will swing on that one. It's going to stay in the infield, and it just heads out past the fence.
As you said, Hayside did win the game yesterday. They struggled a little bit on defense, but they had that offense to bring them back and get them the win.
They allowed Life Prep Academy to have a 3-run inning early on in the game and slowly fought their way back in there and pulled out the victory in the end. So with an 0-2 count, Stratman's going to deal. That one's going to be a wild pitch to the outside. Rule's going to head his way to the plate. He slides in, and he's going to be safe as Stout advances to second base.
It's a wild pitch there for the Salina Central Mustangs. It might cost them there a little bit.
So now in the bottom of the first inning with 2 outs, Hays High finds himself with a 1-run lead early on in this ball game.
It's a good job by the Indians to get runners on base and see what they can do.
Stout once again advanced to second base. Not someone with a lot of speed, so do not expect a steal attempt. Altman swings on that one, fouls another pitch off. Count is 1-2. He's doing a good job of battling here at the plate.
Yeah, good job by Marcus making the pitcher throw pitches.
What appeared to be a quick inning there for Andrew Stratman is now lengthening as we speak, and another one fouled off by Altman, continuing to battle. It's a battle of the starting pitchers.
Marcus did a good job in the top of the first inning, getting the Central Mustangs to fold over.
Stratman to deal. Altman will get a hold of that one, hit it to the shortstop. The shortstop's going to make the throw to first, and it will be in time to end the bottom of the first inning. The score is 1-0, Hays High Indians, and this is Hays High Indian Baseball presented to you by USD 489 Media.
International disasters occur frequently. Compared to donated goods, financial donations are the best ways to help disaster victims. Even small cash donations can have a far greater impact. Difficulties in shipping and storing donated goods can sometimes interfere with relief efforts, but relief efforts can purchase exactly what is needed with cash donations. Cash prevents all types of inappropriate giving. Just remember, cash is always best. For more info, go to CIDI.org.
No matter where you work, no matter what you do, saving for the future could be the most important job you'll ever have. But to do this job right, you'll need to know the facts. You'll need to know what works best for you. And you'll need to know how to keep your savings secure should you change jobs or leave the workforce altogether. So whether you invest in the stock market or simply open an IRA, make saving for the future your #1 job, no matter what you do for a living. Learn about savings and protecting your financial future, and choose to save.
Welcome back to Hays High School for the Western Plains Diamond Classic. The score in this ball game is 1-0. Hays High Indians at the top of the second inning. Altman throw the first pitch here at the top of the second inning. It's going to miss outside.
Batter for the Salina Central Mustangs is going to be number 22, Nick Schaefer.
Altman's going to miss the zone again. Bring the count to 2-0, sorry. That's going to be fouled off by Schaefer. Altman having trouble finding the zone here early. Might want to think about maybe letting his defense help him out. That's going to be hit over to right field. Adam Klaus will not be able to make the play. The ball gets past him. Schaefer rounds second, but decides to stay there.
Nice little single right there for the Mustangs.
Well-placed ball by Schaefer.
Brings up for the Mustangs number 27, Zane Hagel.
Altman's going to need to find himself here early if the Indians want to keep this lead. That's going to miss low and inside. Now batting for the Mustangs is Zane Hegler. Altman's going to miss low and outside now.
As I said, Marcus is 0-3 on the season. He does have one save, though, and ERA of 3.73.
That one's going to find the zone. Hiegler's going to hit it over to right field. Klaus is going to try and make the play, but just not quite make it to the ball.
It's good effort there by all the Indians hustling out, see if they can catch that ball.
The Mustangs have been very aggressive when the ball has been in the zone. Have not watched very many strikes pass by them.
It's what you want to do as a hitter. Try to make the pitcher stay in the zone, but if it is in the zone, you want to hit it, scare the pitcher a little bit.
Altman attempts to pick off Hiegler. The throw will be late. A bunt's laid down. Rule will make the throw to first. It will be in time. Beaker looks to second. So that will be the first out here in the top of the second inning.
It's a good job by Connor there. Come out of his catcher stance and fire over to first and get the out.
Like we said, there's a few defensive changes today as compared to game one. Jake Beaker is on first instead of Jared Haynes. Cole Shoemaker is going to make his way over to the shortstop position.
Connor Rule becomes the catcher and Braden Delzite becomes the DH.
That ball is fouled off to the left side. Jared Haynes was playing first base yesterday. He is not playing in this one.
Marcus winds up for the pitch.
And is swung on by number 15, Colton Carney. He is the designated hitter for the Mustangs.
Carney is only batting .154 on the season for the Mustangs.
Altman finds the zone with that one. Gets the strikeout. Rule's going to have to make the throw to first. He's unable to do so. So Carney strikes out, but is still able to make it to first base. The runner from second, Schaefer, was able to advance to third. So now with one out here in the top of the second inning, the Mustangs have runners on first and third. A similar situation to what the Indians faced in the bottom of the first inning that allowed them to score.
Might prove to be a very costly mistake there for the Indians on that pass ball.
It's going to be a strike. First pitch strike there for Altman. Now batting for the Mustangs is number 13, Nash Johnson.
The Indians were scheduled to play 2 games yesterday, but the second one got rained out against the Great Bend Panthers.
And the weather that we are dealing with is what caused the schedule changes that we read to you earlier.
It's very nice out right now, but the rain's forecasted to come in tonight.
That ball's hit to Dalton Stout, excuse me. He attempts to turn 2. The throw to first will be late, but they did catch Colton Carney on his way to second. A great stop there by Dalton Stout, and a great throw there to second base. They're unable to turn 2, and the Mustangs were able to score on the play. Nick Schaefer scored for the Mustangs. That brings our score to 1-1 here in the top of the second inning. So with 2 outs, the Mustangs have a runner on first. That ball is bobbled by Connor Rule. He makes the throw to second to Tathan Burkhart. The throw was a little high.
It's a good job by Rule right there. Getting on his knees and block that ball.
Now batting for the Mustangs is Sam Mermis. He is their leadoff batter. He was actually last year's Western Plains Diamond Classic MVP for the Mustangs. Watches that ball come in. That brings the count to 2-0. Altman getting ready to pitch. Swung on by Mermis. It's going to be into right center field, and Jarrett Faunensteel is going to make a great play there in the top of the second inning to bring us our third out. So at the top of the second inning, the score is going to be 1-1, with the Mustangs able to score 1 run there in the top of the second. This is Hayes High Indians Baseball presented to you by USD 489 Media, and we will be right back.
Hey, what's up? Hey, can you come over here? I don't know what's wrong. I'm afraid of what I might do to myself.
Yeah, I'll be there in a little bit. Welcome back to Hayes High Indian Baseball, presented by 489 Media. Leading out for the Indians will be number 25, the DH, Braden Delzite.
He is designating hitting for the left fielder for the Indians, Bryce Ficken. Delzite swings on that pitch. It's going to be fouled off to the right side.
Yesterday, Delzite was hit by a pitch, flew to center field, and grounded out to the shortstop.
Still pitching for the Mustangs is Andrew Stratman. His second pitch of the at-bat is going to be swung on by Delzite and fouled off as well. Bring the count to 0-2. The Indians continuing to be aggressive at the plate.
That's what you want to see from the Indians. Yesterday, they were a little passive, but they picked their offense up in the later innings, but you'd like to see them score more runs early in the game here.
Stratman throws a very similar pitch to what Delzite swung on last time. He's not going to swing this time. Bring the count to 1-2. Delzite swings on that one. It's going to be fouled off over the backstop. Count will stay at 1-2. Back to the bottom of that, the top of the second inning, excuse me. It was a great defensive play by Jarrett Faunensteel, and Delzite is hit on the play. He will take first base. He got hit in the only game we had yesterday. He starts off today by getting hit again.
Now batting number 21, Tathan Burkhart.
That brings up number 21, the second baseman, Tathan Burkhart.
Here's some scores from yesterday's action. Life Prep Academy and Hayes High squared off in the first game, and Hayes High got the victory 6-4. And Life Prep Academy played again against Salina Central. Score to that game was also 6-4, with Life Prep Academy coming out on top.
Yesterday, Tathan at the plate had a single and a double and scored a run, but he also lined out to center field.
Tathan Burkhart was pretty much the highlight of the bottom of the Indians lineup. Stratman coming back from the hit player. He's going to continue to pitch inside. That one's going to be not swung on by Burkhart to bring the count to 1-1.
We see both of these pitchers working very quick today. It's a good pace to the game.
He's going to hit Burkhart in the shoulder. That's two straight hit batters for Stratman. The home plate umpires are going to walk out there and have a word with him. So now, with no outs in the bottom of the second inning, the Indians find themselves with runners on first and second, with number 24, Jake Beaker, coming up to the plate. We'd like to remind you to follow us on Twitter for scores, news, and more at 489 News, and be sure to use our hashtag WPDC2015.
Jake playing first base for the Indians today. Did not get the start yesterday, but he is batting 200 on the season.
Beaker squares the bunt. The ball's going to be outside. He's going to pull it back. Count will be 1-0.
Good job by Jake there, pulling back. Defense knows he's bunting now, but still, if he could put down a good bunt and advance those runners, that would really help the Indians out here.
Interesting decision to try the bunt with Braden Delzite on second. Player with not a lot of speed. That is bunted. The catcher is going to make a great play in foul territory on Beaker. It'll be the first out of the bottom of the second inning. Now up to bat is going to be number 9, Jarrett Faunensteel. The Indian center fielder made a nice play there in the top of the second inning to end it for the Indians. Stratman to deal. Faunensteel swings on the first pitch. Another big swing, something we saw a lot from him yesterday. Struggled at the plate.
Yesterday, Fauna Steel did hit a double and went 1 for 3 in that game.
Checks his swing on that one. Bring the count to 1-1.
Good opportunity here for the Indians. Try to get a couple more runs on the board in the early innings.
Fauna Steel swings on that one. It's popped foul over the backstop. If the Indians could find a way to keep it going here, they'd be at the top of their lineup once again. A lineup that's been very strong. Swings on that one and fouls it off. Count will stay 1-2.
Here,
Steel will step back into the batter's box. Stratman will miss high with that one. Count is 2-2.
Good job by Jarrett being patient here.
The wind has picked up slightly. It's now blowing across the field toward right field. He will swing and strike out on that one. It's now 2 outs in the bottom of the second inning with runners on first and second for the Indians. Cole Shoemaker will step back into the box for the second time today.
Cole did strike out in his first plate appearance.
Stratman will deal with 2 outs. Is a called strike by the umpire. Bring the count to 0-1.
Cole did draw 2 walks yesterday. He's a very patient hitter for the Indians.
Cole swings at that one. So now early on in his at-bat, he is 0-2. So with 2 outs and runners on first and second, Shoemaker will have to find a way to battle through this one. And that is a swinging strikeout for Shoemaker, his second strikeout of the day. So now here with the bottom of the second inning ending, the score is 1-1. And you are watching Hayes High Indian Baseball, presented to you by USD 489 Media, and we will be right back.
Some risks are obviously not worth taking.
Watch where you're going!
Some aren't as obvious, but could be just as deadly. Like the risk for type 2 diabetes, especially if you're over 45 or overweight. Take the diabetes risk test. It's free and takes less than a minute. Type 2 diabetes is one risk you can't afford to take. So stop diabetes before it stops you.
Welcome back to Hayes High Indians Baseball, presented to you by USD 489 Media. We are at the top of the third inning here at Hayes High School. My name is Brandon Wise, and I am joined by Trenton Henningsen.
Leading off the inning for the Salina Central Mustangs will be number 29, Colin Blackham. He grounded out to the second baseman in his first at-bat.
Allman will throw the first pitch of the third inning. It's going to miss outside. Allman has continued to struggle finding the zone here early in the game. Going to have to find a way here. That is also going to miss outside.
The Mustangs are being very aggressive while hitting, but they're still making Marcus throw a lot of pitches, taking those balls.
And another one is going to miss. Now with a 3-0 count on the first batter of the third inning, Altman finds himself to be in a bit of a situation. It's a strike on that one. The count is now 3-1. That one is hit deep to center field. Fawn and Steel will be able to make the play, get the first out of the third inning.
Marcus did a great job there battling back and getting the hitter to fly out to center field.
It was a good look there in the second half of that at bat. Altman began to be a little bit more aggressive. Try and throw the ball right over the plate. Maybe something he should look to do a little bit more as he feels out his pitches. One's going to miss inside.
Now batting for the Mustangs is going to be number 1, Andrew Stratman. He walked in his first plate appearance.
Altman picks up a strike with the second pitch. Count is 1-1. Ball was in the dirt. Bring the count to 2-1. That one is hit up the middle. Cole Shoemaker's going to attempt to make the play. Throws it to first. Beaker is unable to scoop the ball. And he will be safe at first. That was number 1, Andrew Stratman, the Mustangs starting pitcher.
It's going to be a throwing error right there for the Indians.
There will be a courtesy runner for the Mustangs. Number 31, Zach Farmer.
Now batting number 11, Gleason Williams.
Brings up number 11 for the Mustang, Gleason Williams. He did have a single in his first at bat.
Fielding errors have been a common trend for the Indians so far in the Classic. That ball is hit into right field. Adam Klaus is going to field the ball. Gets it into the infield very quickly. The runner at first, Farmer, was only able to advance to second base. Number 11, Gleason Williams, was able to pick up a single for the Mustangs.
As you said, errors are very common for this Hayes High Indian defense. That was their 36th error of the year.
Errors are something that can kill you in the game of baseball. Altman picks up a first pitch strike in this at bat against number 14, Grant England.
England grounded out to the shortstop in his first at bat.
Altman misses low and inside, bring the count to 1-1. Here with 1 out in the top of the 3rd inning. Mustangs looking to capitalize on having runners on first and second. That ball is going to be fouled off. Altman has not been very interested in base runners today, focusing on his pitches. It's only 1 attempted pickoff. It is swung on and hit to Dalton Stout at third base. He gets the force out, tries to make the double play, and he will do so. A great play there by Dalton Stout at third base to step on the bag and make the throw across the diamond to Jake Beaker at first. So with that, the double play will end the top of the 3rd inning. And you are watching Hayes High Indians baseball, presented to you by USD 489 Media.
5,000 teens ages 16 to 20 die due to fatal injuries caused in car accidents. About 400,000 drivers ages 16 to 20 will be seriously injured. The risk of being involved in a car accident is the highest for drivers aged 16 to 19 than it is for any other age group. For each mile driven, teen drivers are about 4 times more likely than other drivers to crash. Kansas teens have one of the lowest rates of seatbelt usages in the nation. Seatbelts save lives because seatbelts are
Stop. Whether it's on the way to school, at school, or online, bullying has become a non-stop threat to our youth today. Is your child being bullied? The National Runaway Switchboard can help. If you're having a hard time, get online or call to chat now.
Welcome back to Hayes High School for the Western Plains Diamond Classic. This game is between Hayes High School and the Salina Central Mustangs. Here in the bottom of the 3rd, the score is 1-1. Leading off the bottom of the 3rd for the Indians will be number 2, Adam Klaus. And still pitching for the Mustangs is number 1, Andrew Stratman. First pitch of the at-bat is going to miss outside.
Adam did strike out in his first at-bat. See if he can do a little something here for the Indians.
Ball will miss high for Stratman, bringing the count to 2-0.
Adam is a very fast player. That third baseman's playing right on the grass of the infield.
That pitch is low and outside. Brings the count to 3-0.
Good job by Adam here being patient. Seeing a strike.
Stratman will throw one right down the middle. Bring the count to 3-1. The Indians have scored their 1 run of the inning in the first, or excuse me, of the game in the first inning. And on that, Klaus will walk his way to first base.
That's going to bring up the catcher, Connor Rule. Rule singled and scored in his first at bat.
See if Rule can help his team capitalize on Stratman's early mistake. Could see a possible steal attempt by Adam Klaus.
Adam is 14 for 14 on steals in the year.
Rule watched a ball fly by him there on the first pitch. Stratman will throw a strike with the second pitch of the at-bat.
Good job by Rule there, seeing a strike after 4 of the first 5 pitches were balls.
Klaus will take his lead off. Gonna stay at first. That ball's gonna miss high. Bring the count to 2-1. Rule getting the signal from Frank Leo. Klaus taking a similar leadoff as before. Rule will swing on that one and foul it off to the right side. Count is now 2-2.
Rule is the team leader in batting average this year for the Indians.
Stratman to deal. Klaus goes. Rule hits it right up the middle. It's going to go to center field. Klaus is going to turn from second base and make his way to third. He slides and he will be safe. Rule heads to second, slides into second. He will also be safe. So now with no outs here in the bottom of the third inning, the Indians have runners on second and third. A good play there by Connor Rule to had a nice ball right up the middle and around first and make his way to second.
It's great base running by the Indians. Adam has some speed going to third base, and Connor sees the throw going to third and advances to second.
So now with number 12, Dalton Stout, a power hitter, headed up to the base with no outs in the bottom of the third. The Indians looking to regain the lead that they once had in the first inning. First pitch is going to be high and inside, right at eye level for Dalton Stout.
Stout did have 2 RBIs yesterday for the Indians and is the team leader with 17 on the season.
Another ball's going to miss inside, bring the count to 2-0. Stratman finds himself in a bit of a pinch here early on in the bottom of the third inning. Stout makes a great play, hitting that one right to right field. Klaus will score. Rule will slide in and also score. Stout trying to make it to second base. The throw is high. Stout is going to stay at second base. It was a wild throw there by the catcher. So now here with no outs in the bottom of the third inning, the Indians were able to score 2. Dalton Stout coming up clutch there with the hit.
Getting great base running there by the Indians, advancing on a throw. That's what you want to see if you're Coach Frank Leo.
Now by number 27.
That is Stout's 18th and 19th RBI of the season. Having a very good season.
So now stepping into the box is number 27, Marcus Altman. Once again, the battle of the starting pitchers. Going to be a first pitch strike.
Marcus did ground out to the shortstop to end the first inning.
Altman battled in that at-bat, fouling off quite a few balls. He's going to get a hold of that one, hit it to left field, right to the left fielder. Stout is going to retreat back to second base. That will be the first out of the bottom of the third inning. Now stepping into the box is going to be number 25, Braden Delzite.
Delzite was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat.
Braden Delzite.
Now Delzite will step in with a runner at second and 1 out here in the third inning.
Delzite is batting .279 on the season for the Indians.
Delzite will get a hold of that one, and it will be fouled off to the right side.
Delzite also has 9 RBIs, so we can see if he can add another one here for himself.
Stratton to deal. Delzite will foul that one off to the right side as well. doing a good job of battling here in his at-bat. Count is now 0-2. Head coach Frank Leo telling Braden Delzai to find a way. Delzai swings and misses on that one. It'll be his first strikeout of the game. So now with 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd inning, number 21, Tathan Burkhardt is going to step into the box.
Tathan was also hit by a pitch in his first at bat. He did have 2 hits yesterday for the Indians.
First pitch of his at bat is going to miss low. Dalton still at second base. Looking for a teammate to hit him in here with 2 outs. Second pitch of the at-bat is going to miss low. Count is now 2-0.
Doesn't look like the Mustangs are too worried about Stout over there at second base.
Stratton to deal. Burkhardt will swing on that one. It's going to be a dribbler to the shortstop. He will make the play. That was last year's Diamond Classic MVP, Sam Murmas. And with that, that will end out the 3rd inning. The score is 3-1, Hayes High Indians on top, and you are watching Hayes High Indian Baseball presented to you by USD 489 Media.
International disasters occur frequently. Compared to donated goods, financial donations are the best ways to help disaster victims. Even small cash donations can have a far greater impact. Difficulties in shipping and storing donated goods can sometimes interfere with relief efforts, but relief efforts can purchase exactly what is needed with cash donations. Cash prevents all types of inappropriate giving. Just remember, cash is always best. For more info, go to CIDI.org.
No matter where you work, no matter what you do, saving for the future could be the most important job you'll ever have. But to do this job right, you'll need to know the facts. You'll need to know what works best for you. And you'll need to know how to keep your savings secure should you change jobs or leave the workforce altogether. So whether you invest in the stock market or simply open an IRA, make saving for the future your #1 job, no matter what you do for a living. Learn about savings and protecting your financial future, and choose to save.
Welcome back to Hayes High Indian Baseball presented to you by USD 489 Media. Altman has thrown 1 pitch already in this at-bat. The count is 1-0. As that ball is hit to third baseman Dalton Stout, throws to first. Beaker is able to catch that one. That will be the first out of the top of the 4th inning. We would like to let everybody know that the game here at Hayes High that was scheduled to be at 3 o'clock has been moved to 3:45 due to a team having to travel across town. That game will be streamed on our website, 489news.com. There will be a link on the front of the page that says Watch Live. It'll be under the Diamond Classic banner. That's where you can find that. The ball is hit to Dalton Stout. He will make the throw to first. Stout now has made 2 plays for the Indians here in the top of the 4th inning.
Now batting number 15, Colton.
Brings up number 15, Colton Carney. He struck out in his first at bat, but did make it onto base safely after a drop pitch.
That one is also hit. It's going to be in fallen center field. Jarrett Fawn still will come up with it. This inning is moving very quickly. Already the 4th batter. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning.
It's going to bring up number 13, Nash Johnson, the right fielder in today's game.
It's fouled off into catcher Connor Rule.
Does look like Marcus Altman here, the pitcher for the Indians, is a little bit more comfortable with the lead, throwing more balls in the zone this inning.
He's being a lot more aggressive than he had been earlier in the game. It's going to miss high. Count is 1-1. Altman not concerned with the base runner. That is hit to shortstop Cole Shoemaker. He's going to make the throw to second. And that was a very quick inning there for the Mustangs, unable to do a whole lot of anything. So now, in the middle of the fourth inning, the score is 3-1 Hayes High Indians, and you are watching Hayes High Indian Baseball, presented to you by USD 489 Media.
Some risks are obviously not worth taking.
Watch where you're going!
Some aren't as obvious, but could be just as deadly, like the risk for type 2 diabetes, especially if you're over 45 or overweight. Take the diabetes risk test. It's free and takes less than a minute. Type 2 diabetes is one risk you can't afford to take. So stop diabetes before it stops you.
No matter where you work, no matter what you do, saving for the future could be the most important job you'll ever have. But to do this job right, you'll need to know the facts. You'll need to know what works best for you. And you'll need to know how to keep your savings secure should you change jobs or leave the workforce altogether. So whether you invest in the stock market or simply open an IRA, make saving for the future your #1 job, no matter what you do for a living. Learn about savings and protecting your financial future, and choose to save.
Hello and welcome back to Hayes High Indian Baseball. Jake Beeker's batting for the Indians. He has one ball on him already.
Well, swing and miss on that one. Brings the count to 1-1. This is Beeker's second at bat of the game.
His first at bat, he attempted a bunt and flew out to the catcher.
Gets a hold of that one, but it will be fouled off to the left side. Count is now 1-2. Andrew Stratman is still working on the mound for the Mustangs.
Had a little bit of a rough inning that last half inning, but coming back out, see what he can do.
And Beeker will swing and miss on that one for the strikeout. Be the first out of the bottom of the inning for the Indians.
That is Stratman's 5th strikeout of the day.
Now up to bat for the Indians will be number 9, Jarrett Faunensteel.
Faunensteel struck out in his first at bat.
Pitch is going to miss outside. Count is 1-0. The wind is being very inconsistent today. 1 minute it's blowing kind of hard. The next there is no wind. That ball was fouled off by Faunensteel.
Faunensteel is batting .243 for the Indians this year.
Laid off that one. Count is 2-1. Grounds that one to the second baseman. Will make the throw to first for the second out of the fourth inning. Bottom of the fourth inning. That will bring us to the top of the lineup for the Indians. Now up to bat will be number 5, Cole Shoemaker. He has 2 previous at-bats in this game. Both of them were strikeouts, as compared to yesterday where he saw the ball very, very well for the Indians. We'll take a first pitch strike. The Indians looking for a 2-out rally here. Swings on that one, and that will get through the gap into left field. So a 2-out single there for Cole Shoemaker. That will bring up number 2, Adam Klaus.
Adam is 0 for 1 today with a strikeout and a walk.
Now batting number 2, Adam Klaus.
Just as earlier, the infielder at third base is playing in on Adam. He knows Adam has some speed. Might try to lay down a bunt.
Klaus will also take a first pitch strike, as his teammate Cole Shoemaker did. Stratman staying aggressive. Attempts a pickoff on Shoemaker. Throw will be late.
Cole had a good lead over there at first base. Pitcher wants to check on him, make sure he's not going anywhere.
Due to a short top of the fourth, Stratman did not get much rest in between half innings.
Good job by Marcus Altman, though, throwing strikes and getting those Mustang hitters through quick.
Now with a 1-1 count, Stratman will deal. Klaus will pop that one up into left field, and a great play made there by the Salina Central left fielder. That is number 29, Colton Blackham. So that great play will end the fourth inning. At the end of the fourth inning, the score is 3-1. Hayes High Indians on top, and you're watching Hayes High Indian Baseball, presented to you by USD 489 Media.
Hey, what's up? Hey, can you come over here? I don't know what's wrong. I'm afraid of what I might do to myself.
Yeah, I'll be there in a little bit.
Welcome back to Hayes High School. The game going on right now is Hayes High versus Salina Central. Now up to bat for the Mustangs is last year's Diamond Classic MVP, Sam Murmis. He is the leadoff batter for the Mustangs, so they have found themselves back at the top of the lineup. Early on in the at-bat, the count is 1-1.
See this game moving very quick. Both pitchers working very fast on the mound.
Murmis will hit it to the second baseman, Tathan Burkhart. He will make the throw to first for the first out of the inning. Now up to bat for the Mustangs will be number 29, Colin Blackham. Actually, the player who made the great play there at the end of the fourth inning for the Mustangs.
Blackham is 0 for 2 today for the Mustangs. On that last ground ball, you saw Marcus Altman and Connor Rule both running over to back up first base. That's something you don't see a lot of teams do, but Coach Leo likes working on that at practice. Shows good effort by the players.
Ball is going to miss low and outside. Count is now 2-0. Altman needs to look to stay aggressive here, as he did previous inning. Picks up a strike on that one. Count is 2-1. Cole Shoemaker playing back at shortstop. Pitch is low and inside. Count is now 3-1, so Altman's going to have to stay aggressive here. And he will walk Blackham. So now with one out, the top of the fifth inning.
Now batting number 1, Andrew.
That's Marcus's second walk of the day.
Up to bat is the pitcher, Andrew Stratman, excuse me.
He has walked and reached on an error today.
A heads-up play there by Rule to try and throw out the runner at first. The throw was late. Count is now 2-0. One out here in the top of the fifth.
Very good job by Rule. Come out of his stance and throw over to first, see if he can get that runner.
Now the count is 3-0. Altman seems to be struggling here after walking the second batter of the inning. He's close to walking another batter. And he will do just that. So after getting a quick first out of the inning, Altman walks the next two. And it looks like the players are going to make their way to the mound, have a word with Altman.
It's going to be Coach Keith Harper coming out to visit with Altman. He's been the pitching coach here at Hayes High for many, many years. See a shot of the team there. Follow us on Twitter for scores, news, and more at 489news. And you can use the hashtag WPDC2015 to tweet about the Western Plains Diamond Classic.
Appears as though Altman is going to stay in the game for the Indians. So with 1 out in the top of the 5th inning, the Mustangs look like they might have an opportunity to get back in this game. Just a reminder, my name is Brandon Wise, and I am bringing this game to you with my colleague Trenton Henningsen. With runners on first and second, Altman will deal. That ball is going to be hit to the third baseman, Dalton Stout. He throws it to second. Burkhart decides not to throw to first. So that will bring the second out of the top of the 5th inning. So with 2 outs, Mustangs will have runners on first and third. Up to bat will be number 14, Grant England.
Now by number 14.
Good job by Marcus there, throwing a strike and getting that batter to get out.
England has an opportunity to make this a 1-run ball game. Someone's going to miss high with that one. Really struggling to find the zone right now.
Marcus worked very well in the 4th inning, but struggling a little here in the 5th.
Now he's going to miss low. Count is 2-0. A walk here would not hurt the Indians too bad because it would load the bases up, give them an opportunity to get an out at any base. That's going to be a strike. Bring the count to 2-1. Again, there are runners on first and third.
Looks like Marcus is taking a little velocity off his pitches, trying to spot him a little bit more.
That ball is fouled off. Bring the count to 2-2.
Good job by Marcus here to fight back and make that count 2-2.
Holman looking for a big pitch here. And that is going to be a swinging strikeout. So with the Mustangs are going to strand runners on first and third. And that will bring us to the middle of the 5th inning. And you are watching Hayes High Indians baseball, presented to you by USD 489 Media.
For 5,000 teens ages 16 to 20 die due to fatal injuries caused in car accidents. About 400,000 drivers ages 16 to 20 will be seriously injured. The risk of being involved in a car accident is the highest for drivers aged 16 to 19 than it is for any other age group. For each mile driven, teen drivers are about 4 times more likely than other drivers to crash. Kansas teens have one of the lowest rates of seatbelt usages in the nation. Seatbelts save lives because seatbelts are
Stop. Whether it's on the way to school, at school, or online, bullying has become a non-stop threat to our youth today. Is your child being bullied? The National Runaway Switchboard can help. If you're having a hard time, get online or call to chat now.
Welcome back to Hayes High Indian Baseball, presented by 489 Media. We are in the middle of the 5th inning here. The Indians coming to bat, leading 3-1 over the Salina Mustangs.
Now up to bat for the Indians is number 8, Connor Rule.
Connor has singled twice today and scored 2 of the Indians' 3 runs.
Rule's a big player right now for the Indians as he watches a first pitch ball. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, the Indians find themselves up by 2 runs with the score being 3-1. Second pitch of the at-bat is also going to be a ball. Rule seeing the ball very well right now.
Good job by Rule being patient here, making pitcher throw pitches.
And now that is 3 balls. Andrew Stratman finds himself behind in this at bat. Expect a strike here from Stratman. And he will throw a strike, so the count is now 3-1. Lays off that one. So Stratman is going to walk the first batter of the bottom of the 5th inning. That will bring up number 12, Dalton Stout.
Stout had a 2 RBI single earlier in the game in that 3rd inning. Put the Indians up 3-1.
Stout was feeling very confident when we talked to him earlier coming into this ball game. Stratman's going to miss the zone once again. Count is 1-0. Once again, Connor Rule at first base. Stout swings on that one. He's going to pop it up, and it's going to stay in the infield to the shortstop. Sam Murmis is unable to make the play. Rule was waiting at first base. He's going to get out with the force out at second. Tough situation there for Rule. It was good base running to stay at first. And last year's Diamond Classic MVP, Sam Murmis, was unable to make the play. So it was an easy out there at second. Stout will find himself on first now. There's one out here in the inning. Altman will hit that one to the second baseman. He's going to bobble it. They will get Dalton Stout at second base. Altman will find himself at first with through a fielder's choice. So now 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. That will bring up number 25, Braden Delzite.
Number 25, Braden Delzite.
Delzite was hit by a pitch in his first at bat and then struck out his second at bat.
Delzite will hit a dribbler to the second baseman. He will throw to first. And just like that, that is 3 outs in the inning to end the 5th. The score is 3-1. Hayes High Indians on top, and you are watching Hayes High Indian Baseball presented to you by USD 49 Media.
International disasters occur frequently. Compared to donated goods, financial donations are the best ways to help disaster victims. Even small cash donations can have a far greater impact. Difficulties in shipping and storing donated goods can sometimes interfere with relief efforts, but relief efforts can purchase exactly what is needed with cash donations. Cash prevents all types of inappropriate giving. Just remember, cash is always best. For more info, go to CIDI.org.
Some risks are obviously not worth taking.
Watch where you're going!
Some aren't as obvious, but could be just as deadly, like the risk for type 2 diabetes, especially if you're over 45 or overweight. Take the diabetes risk test. It's free and takes less than a minute. Type 2 diabetes is one risk you can't afford to take. So stop diabetes before it stops you.
Welcome back to Hayes High School, home of the 33rd Annual Western Plains Diamond Classic. This is Game 1 of Day 2 between Hayes High School and Salina Central. The score is 3-1. Hayes High on top. Today's schedule. The next game here will be Goddard versus Salina Central. That will start at approximately 3:45. And at Larks Park, there will be a game between Great Bend and Life Prep Academy at 3. The game here will be streamed on our website, 489news.com.
Leading off the top of the 6th for the Mustangs is going to be number 22, Nick Schaefer. He had a single in the 2nd inning and then grounded out in the 4th. Marcus starts off with a strike.
That ball is hit to left center field. It will make its way to the ground. Another single there for number 22, Nick Schaefer.
That brings up number 27, Zane Higley. He is 0 for 2 on the day.
Heigl is a .297 hitter on the season. Altman misses with that one. Once again, it looks like he's taking a little velocity off of his pitches, trying to spot them a little better after walking 2 in the previous inning. Gonna miss outside with that one. Count is now 2-0.
We have seen Marcus throw either a lot of strikes or a lot of balls in every inning.
That's going to miss inside. The count is now 3-0. Altman finds himself in a hole here with a runner on first. No outs at the top of the 6th inning. Count is 3-0. Going to miss on that one. Now that's Altman's 3rd walk in 2 innings. Catcher Connor Rule is going to go out there and have a word with him, and it looks like head coach Frank Leo is also going to make his way to the mound to have a word with his starting pitcher.
Frank Leo has been the coach of the Indians for many years. Pretty much built this program up from the ground. It's very impressive what he's built here at Hayes High School.
Now this brings up a question for the Indians. If Leo feels as though he needs to pull Altman out of the game, the question is who will come in? Something that the Indians have lacked this year is pitching depth.
We did see Cole Shoemaker, the Indians' best pitcher, pitch yesterday.
And Shoemaker pitched a complete game. It would be hard to see him coming into this one as Leo continues to talk to his pitcher in his infield.
Some of the other pitchers this year for the Indians is Bryce Ficken and Tathan Burkhart and Jared Haynes and Jarrett Fonestill and Dalton Stout. Those are all options, but none of them have pitched very much this year.
Of those pitchers, Burkhart, Fonestill, and Stout have all picked up a win on the season. Burkhart the only one with a winning record, though. Altman is going to stay in the game for the Indians. A bunt was attempted to be laid down by number 15, Colton Carney. Was fouled off.
Carney did strike out in the second inning, but reached base on that drop ball, and then he singled in the fourth. See Marcus come set.
Step off. Base runners will return to their base.
It's like a little confusion with the signs there in the catcher.
A great stop there by number 8, Connor Rule. Not allow that ball to get past him and allow the base runners to advance.
Rule calls out defense and then goes into a squat.
Altman looking for the sign. Decides not to pick off. The Mustangs are going to lay down a bunt. Altman will field. Makes the throw to first. That will be the first out of the inning, but it will advance the Mustang base runners to second and third. So with one out in the top of the 6th inning, the Mustangs have runners on second and third and could very easily tie up this ball game.
It's a good sack bunt there by the Mustangs, but the Indians were ready for it.
That's going to be a first pitch strike there for Altman. This game has not been tied since the Indians took the lead in the bottom of the 3rd inning. A swinging strike there on the second pitch of the at-bat to bring the count to 0-2. Altman trying to get himself out of this one.
Johnson, the batter for the Mustangs, has got out.
That is a swinging strikeout there. Altman will get them the second out of the inning. So now with 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning, Indians have still a bit of a pinch going.
This is only the 2nd strikeout of the day for Altman.
So with runners on second and third, the Diamond Classic MVP from last year, Sam Murmis, is up to bat. The Mustangs are back at the top of their lineup. Murmis could find a way to get on base. He could possibly do some damage here. Altman's going to miss low and outside with that one. Count is now 2-0. Murmis steps into the box. Altman to deal. Going to miss low again. Count is now 3-0. Altman is going to have to find a way here, like his teammates are telling him.
We've already seen one walk in this inning by Altman.
Going to throw a strike there, bring the count to 3-1.
Altman winds up and pitches.
That is fouled off by Murmis. Count is now full. So in the top of the 6th inning with 2 outs and runners on second and third, Altman faces a full count.
Altman has got Murmis out on all 3 of his at-bats today.
That ball is in the dirt. Will be a walked batter, the 4th walked batter in the last 2 innings, the 2nd of this inning. with that walk, that will load up the bases here with 2 outs in the top of the 6th.
A great block there by Connor Rule, not allowing that runner from third to score on a pass ball.
The Indians could get an out here. That would be huge. Allow them to keep the 2-run lead. Headed into the bottom of the 6th. That is a wild pitch there for Altman. Rule does a great job of catching it off the backstop. The runners will not advance.
Altman got lucky there, having that ball bounce right back to the catcher, Connor Rule. If not, that could have been costly for the Indians.
The ball actually hit right where the netting and the brick wall meet, and it popped up and was an easy ball to field for catcher Connor Rule. Second pitch of the at-bat's going to miss outside. Rule is going to go have a word with his pitcher, realizing the situation they are currently in.
Good job by the catcher, Connor Rule there. Go out and try to calm Marcus down a little bit.
Altman definitely realizes the situation that he finds himself in.
Altman working from the windup where he seems to be a little more comfortable.
Ball is popped up. First baseman Jake Beaker is going to attempt to make a play, but it's going to fly outside of the playing area. Count is now 2-1. Altman to deal. It's going to be low outside. Count is now 3-1. Altman desperately needs a strike here. That is low and in the dirt, and that will walk in a run for the Mustangs. Bring our score to 3-2. Hayes High still on top. Now the question starts to surface. Should they leave Altman in the game? That is his 3rd walk of the inning. He had 2 last inning. Bases are still loaded with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th.
Brings up the pitcher for the Mustangs, Andrew Stampman.
That is a first pitch strike there for Altman. Once again, the Mustangs are still at the top of their lineup. It's a dangerous area to have the bases loaded.
Stratman has walked twice today.
Another low pitch there for Altman. Stratman, someone who's been seeing the ball very well today. Maybe not someone that the Indians would like to see at the plate right now in this situation. It's going to be low and outside. The count will now be 2-1. Altman continuing to struggle. That ball is hit to the second baseman, Tathan Burkhart. He will throw to first, and the Indians will make the play. So after giving up 1 run in the top of the 6th inning, the Indians find a way to escape, bases loaded. And now the score is 3-2, Hayes High on top, and you are watching Hayes High Indians baseball, presented to you by USD 49 Media.
Stop. Whether it's on the way to school, at school, or online, bullying has become a non-stop threat to our youth today. Is your child being bullied? The National Runaway Switchboard can help. If you're having a hard time, get online or call to chat now.
International disasters occur frequently. Compared to donated goods, financial donations are the best ways to help disaster victims. Even small cash donations can have a far greater impact. Difficulties in shipping and storing donated goods can sometimes interfere with relief efforts, but relief efforts can purchase exactly what is needed with cash donations. Cash prevents all types of inappropriate giving. Just remember, cash is always best. For more info, go to CIDI.org.
Hello and welcome back to Hayes High School and Hayes High Indian Baseball. The Indians are leading 3-2 going into the bottom of the 6th inning. Just a shot of Coach Frank Leo right there. Hayes High Indians are leading this game right now.
Now to bat for the Indians is going to be Tathan Burkhart.
Burkhart takes first pitch ball.
Stratman will continue to pitch for the Mustangs in this game.
Tathan has been hit by a pitch and grounded out in today's game.
Ball is going to be high. Count is now 2-0.
Wind's starting to pick up a little bit again at Hayes High Field today.
Be the first strike there for Burkhardt. Count is 2-1. The Indians could add another run here for insurance. That would be huge headed into the final inning of play.
You wonder if Marcus Altman's going to stay in the game. He's been struggling a little bit, or Indians are going to put someone else in.
I cannot currently see the Indians bullpen to see if anybody is warming up. Burkhardt tried to check his swing, was unable to do so, and that will be a strikeout for Burkhardt. Will be the first out of the bottom of the 6th inning. Now up to bat will be number 31, Jared Haynes. He will be batting for Jake Beaker.
Now batting number 31, Jared Haynes.
Jared Haynes played first base yesterday for the Indians, but did not get the start today. He went 0 for 3 yesterday in that game.
Haynes will step into the box for the first time today. Swing at the first pitch, hit it to the second baseman. He will make the throw to first and had a little trouble fielding. The first baseman had a little trouble fielding the ball, stepped off a little bit, but was able to return to the base. So just like that, 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th for the Indians. And now junior, number 9, Jarrett Faunensteel will step into the box.
Jarrett has struck out and grounded out today. Good eye by Faunensteel, taking a pitch inside. Faunensteel waits another pitch.
Swings on that one, fouls it off behind the backstop. Stratman, for the most part, has been pitching a fairly good game for the Mustangs. Started off a little shaky, but has continued to pitch well. Faunensteel's going to hit that one into right center field. No one's going to be able to get to it. He's going to turn first and head to second, and that is going to be a double for the junior, Jarrett Faunensteel. So now with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning, the Indians find themselves with a runner in scoring position and at the top of the lineup. Because now batting for the Indians is going to be number 5, Cole Shoemaker. He has struggled so far in this game with 2 strikeouts, but he also has a single. And now the Mustang infield and one of their coaches are going to head to the mound to have a word with Stratman, and it looks like he just handed his coach the ball. So he will be possibly being removed from the game.
That coach out there for the Salina Central Mustangs is going to be the head coach, D. Colzow.
The ball has been handed to number 27. That is Zach Hegel. He's a senior for the Mustangs.
See a few warm-up pitches from Hegel.
Number 27, Zane Hegel.
Make sure you follow us on Twitter at 489news and use the hashtag WPDC2015 for scores, news, and more.
So now with the score being 3-2 and a runner on second base and 2 outs, the Indians looking to get another insurance run headed into the final inning of play. The Indians picked up the win in their only game yesterday due to the second game being postponed for weather. So it'd be another big win for the Indians. That would be a 2-game win streak so far in the Classic. They were on a 3-game skid headed into the first game of yesterday.
Yeah, good job by the Indians yesterday. Their offense came alive late in that game. Their defense was a little shaky at the start, but then improved and picked it up and got the win.
Take a look at yesterday's results. That first game we were just talking about was between Hayes High and Life Prep Academy. The score to that one was 6-4, excuse me. The second game was Life Prep Academy versus Salina Central. Life Prep Academy came out on top in that one, 6-4. So now as Piers pitcher number 27, Zane Hegel, is ready to go, Shoemaker will step into the box. Hegel getting ready to deal his first pitch of the game. Going to be a first pitch ball. Going to be a little low and a little outside.
Job by Cole there. As we said, Cole's a very patient hitter, has plenty of walks for the Indians this year.
Cole will get a hold of that one, and he will hit it to center field. The center fielder will sit under that and complete the catch. So with that, that is the third out of the bottom of the sixth inning. When we return, we will bring you the final inning of action between Hayes High and Salina Central. This is Hayes High Indian Baseball, brought to you by USD 489 Media.
Some risks are obviously not worth taking.
Watch where you're going!
Some aren't as obvious, but could be just as deadly, like the risk for type 2 diabetes, especially if you're over 45 or overweight. Take the diabetes risk test. It's free and takes less than a minute. Type 2 diabetes is one risk you can't afford to take. So stop diabetes before it stops you.
No matter where you work, no matter what you do, saving for the future could be the most important job you'll ever have. But to do this job right, you'll need to know the facts. You'll need to know what works best for you. And you'll need to know how to keep your savings secure should you change jobs or leave the workforce altogether. So whether you invest in the stock market or simply open an IRA, make saving for the future your #1 job, no matter what you do for a living. Learn about savings and protecting your financial future, and choose to save.
Welcome back to Hayes High Indian Baseball. Gleason Williams is up to bat for the Mustangs. He found that one off of his leg. That was the second pitch of the at-bat.
See head coach go talk to Williams over there.
Looks like Williams.
Looks like they're going to try and get a pinch hitter for him. After that first pitch strike by Altman, you see Altman staying in the game. He's been struggling a little bit today, but Indians trust him and send him back out for this. Try to get the complete game win.
Gleason Williams did not appear to be happy about them pulling him out there. Looked like he wanted to continue his at-bat. Tossed the bat a little bit when he walked into the dugout.
See a beautiful shot of Hayes High School right there. Hayes High's field was turfed 2 years ago.
3 years ago, Trenton.
3 years ago. Pinch hitter is going to be number 3. It's going to be Ethan Spear. He has one at bat on the year and did get a hit in that at bat.
Excuse me, it was actually 2 years ago. The batter was number 3. Miscommunication here. That is a pitch way outside for Altman. We've gotten word that Braden Delzite may have been warming up in the bullpen if Altman finds himself to be in trouble. Delzite has yet to pitch this season. There's a swinging strike there for number 3, Ethan Spear.
Moves count to 1-2.
He is batting 100 on the season. Excuse me, 1,000 on the season, but he strikes out there. It'll be the first out of the top of the 7th inning if the Indians find a way to get 3 outs here in the top of the 7th and do not allow the Mustangs to score. It'll be their second win of the Classic.
It's a great job by Marcus, that last hitter, attacking the pinch hitter and seeing what he can do with him.
It's going to be low. Connor Rule will not be able to catch that one.
Batting for the Mustangs is going to be number 14, Grant England. England has got out all 3 times today with 1 strikeout.
Another low pitch for Altman. Still struggling. If he could find a way to make it out of here, this one, it would be his first win of the season. The second complete game we would see from a Hayes High Indian pitcher here in the Classic. Count is now 2-1. Misses another one low. Bring the count to 3-1.
See Altman working faster like he has all game. Both pitchers working very fast.
Indian dugout. Trying to get Altman to find a way out of this one. Gonna get a strike call there.
Great
Bring it
pitch
to a
by
full
Altman.
count.
England stepped in and Marcus winds up.
Gonna be low. Altman will walk another batter. I believe that is his 6th walked batter on the day. The Indians are going to stick with Altman, it looks like.
Brings up number 22, Nick Schaefer. Schaefer has two.
Now batting number 22, Nick Schaefer.
Schaefer has 2 singles on the day and 1 ground out.
So with 1 out in the top of the 7th inning and a 1-run lead, the Indians have allowed 1 runner to make their way onto base. Another ball thrown by Altman. Altman trying to find a way to finish out this game. That is a pass ball there. That will allow the runner on first, number 4, Sam Schaefer, to advance to second base. And now pitching coach, Coach Harper, is going to make his way out to the mound to talk to Altman. His infield is also going to come in and join in on the discussion. And there we see number 25, Braden Delzite, making his way to the field, and it looks like he is going to take over the pitching duties for the Indians. As we said earlier, in our statistics that we got from Hayes High, he has not made a pitching appearance so far this season. Altman's going to make the trot out to the outfield.
It's going to be Bryce Ficking coming out of left field for the Indians.
We'll see what Delzite is able to do here. He's got a runner on second and only 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Would be able to give up 1 run, and the Indians would have an opportunity to score in the bottom of the 7th.
Now pitching number 25.
This is a safe situation for the Indians. Marcus Altman is the only one with a save this year.
As we watch Delzite warm up here, he seems to be a little uncomfortable. Not his natural position. He found himself behind the plate yesterday. His pitches have some fairly good velocity on them. See what kind of placement he has once there's a batter standing in the box.
It's had a beautiful day here at Hayes High School. Wind blowing a little bit out there in center field. You can see the flag moving, but other than that, it's a beautiful day out here.
As Delzite continues to throw, it looks like he's getting himself more in the zone. His placement seems to be getting better. See what he's able to do here in the save situation, as Trenton said. With 1 out in the top of the 7th inning, the Indians up 3-2. Up to bat for the Mustangs is number 22, Nick Schaefer. Schaefer's batting .209 on the season.
Schaefer does have 2 singles today and has scored both of the Mustang runs.
There's now a runner in the scoring position for the Mustangs. Schaefer's been hitting the ball well. The ball is low and in the dirt. Rule was able to stop that one. The question that some people might be asking is, if Delzite has yet to pitch in a game, how much are they going to allow him to do if he starts to struggle? That will be a strike called. Count is now 3-1. Ball is going to miss low. That will be a walk. So with 1 out in the top of the 7th inning, the Mustangs have runners on first and second. That will bring up number 27, Zane Hegel, the pitcher that came into the game in the bottom of the 6th.
Now batting number 27, Zane.
There was a courtesy runner for the Mustangs. It's number 8, Seth Gunnelson.
Hegel is 0 for 2 today, but has drawn a walk.
So now 1 out, Delzite has to deal with runners on first and second. A 1-run lead, still a save opportunity for Delzite. Going to get a strike on his first pitch of this at bat.
Good job by Delzite to attack the hitter. Just trying to make the hitter put the ball in play and see what his field can do for him.
is going to be low and outside for Delzite. The count is now 1-1. Delzite does not seem to be interested with the runners on base at all. More focused on his pitching. It's going to miss low and inside. Count is now 2-1.
Delzite get some encouragement from the dugout on the third base side.
That ball is hit up the middle. Cole Shoemaker will toss it to Burkhardt at second. The runner that went from second to third began to turn third. Burkhardt jumped all over that one. Did not allow the runner to attempt to score. So now with 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning, the Mustangs have runners on first and third, and up to bat is number 15, Colton Carney. He's batting 154 on the season.
He had a sac bunt, a single, and a strikeout today, but he did reach on that strikeout.
Ball was right down the middle for Delzite. Pick up a first pitch strike.
Looks like these Mustang hitters are going to take until they get a strike, so might as well just put that first one in there.
Oh, and Delzite throws one very inside. Carney having to duck the pitch. Count is now 1-1.
Delzite comes set.
The pitch is low and in the dirt. Rule doing a great job of stopping it.
As I said, Connor, a great defensive player going to K-State to catch for the Wildcats.
Another defensive change for the Indians. Jared Haynes is now at first base for Jake Beaker. That ball is hit into right field. Klaus will not be able to get there. That will score the tying run for the Mustangs. Carney coming up big for his team here in the top of the 7th inning. Score is now 3-3 with 2 outs. The Mustangs have runners on first and second. Up to bat now will be number 13, Nash Johnson.
Johnson is 0 for 3 on the day with 2 fielder's choices and a strikeout. See if Delzite can get this 9-hole hitter out.
First pitch is going to be outside. There's still a runner in scoring position for the Mustangs. If they could jump on that and get a 1-run lead, it would be difficult for the Indians in the bottom of the inning. Rule stops another one that was in the dirt.
Good job by Rule there.
Count is now 2-0. And another ball thrown by Delzite. It's a 3-0 count. Rule's going to go out there and tell Delzite he's getting one over the plate here.
As we said, Delzite has not pitched at all this year. Looks a little uncomfortable out there on the mound. Rule will go out, try and calm him down a little bit, tell him to throw a strike. The Indians do have 2 outs here, so they just need 1 more and then go in and hit.
That one's going to miss. And just like that, the Mustangs have bases loaded. Still 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. The Indians now have the ability to get an out at any base. Looks like Coach Frank Leo and Coach Harper having a word as the infield starts to come in, and looks like the Indians might have another pitching change. As Leo makes the slow walk out there to the pitcher's mound. It's going to be a pinch runner for the Mustangs. Number 31, Zach Farmer. This is an interesting situation. Like I said earlier, questionable how long they're going to let Delzite stay in there. Continue to try and work.
Delzite does come out for the Indians. You don't really know who else is going to come in. Indians have not pitched very many pitchers this year.
Looks like Delzite's going to stay into the game. Frank probably giving him a word of advice to let the guys behind him help him out, get that last inning, that last out of the inning. So with the score tied, the Mustangs are actually back at the top of their lineup, and here's last year's Diamond Classic MVP, Sam Mermis. Delzite picks up a first pitch strike on Mermis. Mermis has not played the best so far in this game. He's going to get a hold of that one and hit it to right field. It will not stay in place. That will be a foul ball. Just like that, Murmis finds himself in an 0-2 hole with bases loaded in the top of the 7th. Delzite looking for the sign, trying to get out of this 7th inning. Murmis is going to reach out and swing on that one. It will go foul. Count will stay at 0-2. Catcher Connor Rule calling out to his outfield, no doubles. They're going to let somebody score. They only want one batter to be able to get in, so it makes it easier here in the bottom of the inning. The Indians will have to bat at least one more time if the score stays the way it is.
See what the Indians can do here with an 0-2 count.
As Murmis steps back into the box. The call is safe at first. Kind of caught everybody in the park a little off guard when Delzite made his first pickoff attempt of the day.
It's actually a called play there for the Indians, that no doubles call. We'll back pick, see if they can catch that runner by surprise.
Another pitch fouled off by Murmis. Count will stay at 0-2. Murmis and Delzite in a bit of a battle here. Delzite could waste the pitch, see if he could get Murmis to chase, with the count being 0-2. Tries to get him to swing at one low, brings the count to 1-2. Still could afford to waste one more if he felt the need.
That was a good pitch there by Delzite, keep it in the dirt, make sure hitter doesn't get an easy hit.
Murmis looking very aggressive in the box. Throws that one low and inside. The count is now 2-2.
Now if you're Delzite here, this is when you want to go back and attack. Murmis does have a walk today, but other than that, he is 0 for 3.
Murmis has been very aggressive the whole game. Delzite is going to miss outside again. The count is now full, so with 2 outs in the top of the 7th and bases loaded, Murmis will face a full count. Delzite looking to bring an end to the top of this inning.
You're going to see the runners here running when the pitch is thrown for the Mustangs. Nice little move by Delzite. Make sure they aren't running before he pitches it.
Murmis will step back into the box to face this full count. Delzite looking for the sign, ready to deal. Murmis will get a hold of that one. Dalton Stout will not be able to make the play. 1 run scores. The runner from second rounds third. He will score. The score is now 5-3. Salina Central Mustangs on top. A big play there by last year's Diamond Classic MVP, Sam Murmis. Stout almost made the play over there at third, something we saw him do earlier in the game, but just like that, the Mustangs have scored 3 runs in the inning to take the 2-run lead. We find runners on first and second here.
That's a great hit there by Murmis. Full count. Just try to put that ball in play, see what happens.
It's a first pitch strike there watched by number 29, Colin Blackham.
Blackham has walked twice today and is 0 for 2.
Delzite throws another strike. The pitch appeared to be kind of low. The batter, Blackham, seemed a little bit surprised by the call.
This is the 8th batter in the inning for the Mustangs.
That ball is outside. Brings the count to 1-2.
It's good 0-2 pitch there by Delzite. Just throw it a little outside, see if the hitter will chase it.
The Indians will find themselves in a bit of a situation headed into the bottom of the final inning. That ball is hit to right field. It is going to stay fair. The runner from second will score. Murmis is going to round third, but stay. That is a double there by Blackham. That is a 4-run inning now for the Mustangs, bringing the score to 6-3. Now you must question the decision to put Braden Delzite out there in such a tight situation, especially when he has not pitched all season. I understand it's a bit of a difficulty to figure out the pitching rotation with 4 games in such a short period. But when every game matters, it's a tough decision to put out a new pitcher when there's only a 1-run lead.
See head coach Frank Leo out there on the mound talking to his players. See what he wants to do here.
Looks like number 21, Tathan Burkhart, might be getting ready to take the mound for the Indians. He has pitched earlier in this season. His record is 1-0 with a 5.09 ERA.
This is going to be Tathan's 6th appearance of the season, so Tathan has pitched in multiple games for the Indians.
As a starting pitcher, he is 1-0. It's kind of silent here now at the diamond. The Indian fans wondering what's going to happen here. The Mustang fans seem to be rather confident that they might be able to pull this one out.
You're going to see multiple changes here for the Indians. You see Coach Dreher come out to warm the second baseman, Tathan Burkhart, up.
Looks like Rule will be relieved of catching duties. Delzite, I'm sure, will return to playing catcher. Possibly see Rule move to shortstop.
Third base, probably, and then Stout will go to second base. See a shot of Tathan warming up there. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at 489news. Use the hashtag WPDC2015. You can tweet out scores and updates and see news and everything else about the tournament.
The weather here has changed from the beginning of the game. When the game began, it was sunny and very nice out, but as the game has progressed on, it's become cloudy and actually kind of cold out here. The flag in the center field is blowing rather steadily. That is pretty much the highlight of this Classic so far. The synopsis, you could say, is weather changing drastically and causing a lot of scheduling changes and difficulty in getting games in. There was actually a game last night between Hayes High and Great Bend. It was supposed to be played at 6:30. It was unable to be played. We still have not gotten word on when that game will be played.
You can check our website, 489news.com, for all the schedule changes in this tournament.
The game after this is supposed to be between
Goddard and Salina Central.
Goddard and Salina Central.
That'll start around 3:30, 3:45.
Approximately somewhere around there. We're not sure yet. It kind of depends on what happens in this game. There will also be a game at 3 o'clock, I believe, at Larks Park between Great Bend and Life Prep Academy. Those will be our final ball games of the day. The game between Goddard and Salina Central, you can watch a stream of that game on 489news.com. And tomorrow you can catch a broadcast and stream of Hayes High's final game of the Classic. That will be at 11:30. You can catch us on Eagle Channel 13, Next Check Channel 167, or at 489news.com. So here we are with 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning. Burkhart on the mound.
He's going to bring up number 1, Andrew Stratton. He was the starting pitcher for the Mustangs today. He takes the first pitch for a ball.
Burkhart finds himself in a tough spot as he takes the mound. Indians down by 4 runs, 2 outs, and a runner on second and third. The runner at second is taking a very large lead. If an Indian player could pick up on that, they might be able to get him out.
This is the 9th hitter of the inning for the Mustangs. Batted around here.
Burkhart will pick up a strike on that pitch. Count is now 2-1.
See Burkhart throw another pitch.
That is going to be hit to the third baseman, Connor Rule. He will tag the runner from second, who did not need a run. You could hear the third base coach yelling because he ran. Seemed to be upset about what happened, but finally, the top of the 7th inning comes to a close. The score is 6-3, Salina Central Mustangs, and we will bring you the bottom of the 7th inning. This is Hayes High Indian Baseball, presented to you by USD 489 Media.
Hey, what's up? Hey, can you come over here? I don't know what's wrong. I'm afraid of what I might do to myself.
Yeah, I'll be there in a little bit.
Welcome back to Hayes High School, home of the 33rd Annual Western Plains Diamond Classic. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning of Game 1 of Day 2 between Hayes High School and Salina Central. The score is 6-3. Salina Central is on top. The Indians find themselves at the top of the lineup. Well, excuse me, the 2-hole. Adam Klaus is up to bat, number 2. He's going to try and get a rally started here for his team, as this is the final inning of the game.
Adam has walked today and scored a run, but he's also 0 for 2.
Adam will pick up a first pitch strike.
Saw the Indians give up 4 runs in the top of that 7th inning. They were up by 1 run, trying to close the game out, but just couldn't get it done.
This is a pretty ideal situation for this situation for the Indians, since they're at the top of their lineup. Klaus watches another pitch go by. The count is now 2-1 with Klaus, Rule, and Stout all up to bat. Rule and Stout both have a home run on the season. Klaus has been seeing the ball very well in the last 2 days. He will watch a strike fly by him there. The count is now 2-2.
See if Klaus can battle here and get on base. Try to start something for the Indians.
Indians do need a rally if they want to pull this game out. That ball is going to miss low. The count is now 3-2.
Saw number 27, Zane Higgle, come in last inning for the Mustangs, and he stays out there and try to get the save. Actually, the win.
Klaus will hit a dribbler to the third baseman. Mustangs do the smart play and allow the ball to roll foul. More predictable play here in the Hayes High infield with the turf infield we actually have. The count will stay at 3-2. Klaus will have to continue to battle with Hegel. Klaus swings at that one, fouls it off. The ball may have been outside of the zone. Looks like Klaus knows it.
Still a good job by Adam to even fight that off, even though it was outside of the zone.
Klaus waiting for the 7th pitch of the at-bat. Hits that one to the shortstop, and he will make the play for the first out of the bottom of the 7th inning. Now up to bat will be K-State commit number 8, Connor Rule.
Rule has singled twice today, scored 2 of the Indians' runs, and also walked.
Rule does have home run power with 1 home run on the season.
Second in the team with RBIs also.
The ball is inside.
Wind starts to pick up even a little more here at Hayes High School Field.
There's going to be a strike there for Hegel. Count is now 1-1.
Rule waits a pitch.
Watch that one go by. The count is now 2-1. Ball will miss outside. The count is now 3-1. I will say the home plate umpire has done a fantastic job of keeping his zone very consistent throughout the game.
It's a very tight zone, but very consistent zone.
That ball is hit. A dribbler to the second baseman. Rule hustling down, slides, and is unable to make it to first. A nice hustle play there by Rule to try and make it in time. Unable to do so. So now in the bottom of the 7th inning, the score being 6-3, Salina Central on top. The Indians find themselves in a bit of a dilemma. Stout is at the plate.
Stout does have 2 singles and 2 RBIs today for the Indians as he takes that strike.
Eagle does throw a first pitch strike here. He's been an aggressive pitcher. The ball is in the dirt to bring the count to 1-1. The wind is continually picking up here at Hayes High School, beginning to shift direction slightly. That is another ball thrown by Eagle. The count is now 2-1.
Good job of Stout here, being patient, waiting for the right pitch.
And another ball thrown by Eagle. The Mustang catcher is going to go have a word with his pitcher. The count is 3-1 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. The Indians looking for a 2-out rally. Keep this game alive.
You're Stout here. You still want to be a very patient hitter. You can afford to take another strike.
That is going to be another ball, and Stout will make his way to first base.
Gives the Indians a little life here in the bottom of the 7th, down by 3 runs with 2 outs. That's going to bring up number 27, Marcus Altman. He was the starting pitcher for today's game.
So now with a runner on first base, Altman will step into the box. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Eagle will throw a first pitch strike in the at-bat. Indians trying to pick up their team, find a way to keep this game alive. Altman will swing on that one and foul it off behind the backstop.
Marcus very quickly down 0-2. Now he has to fight. Doesn't want to be that last out for the Indians.
Eagle getting the sign from his catcher. Altman waiting the pitch. Swings on it and drills it to the third baseman, and he will catch that one. And just like that, the game is over. The Salina Central Mustangs will come out on top 6-3. So after 2 games in the Classic, the Indians find themselves 1-1 so far. It was a well-fought game, a bit of a pitching struggle, and another look at the Indians' weakness on the pitching side of things. The next broadcast will be between Goddard and Salina Central. That will start at approximately 3:45. You can catch a stream of that game at 489news.com. This is a copyright of 489 News. This was Brandon Wise and Trenton Henningsen. And thank you for listening, and we will catch you again tomorrow at 11:30 for Hayes High's final game of the Classic.